Okay, deliwis no spazagazit pasazam Wolastoq Grand Council. My name is Morning Star Burning. Traditionally, my given name at birth is Ron Tremblay, and I'm from the Wolastoq Nation. I'm a citizen of the Wolastoq Nation and the Wabanaki Confederacy. Well, how I view it is that there's no recognition or respect of our peace and friendship treaties. Those are the basis of our rights, our collective and our inherent rights is based on through those treaties. And when you have both the provincial and the federal governments not recognizing those treaties, even though that they say that they totally support the United Nations Declaration on Indigenous Rights without qualification, that they still are not recognizing the peace and friendship treaties, which basically are about peace and friendship. There was never surrender of any one drop of earth, one drop of water, or one breath of air. Well, the very clear violation right here in Wolastoq, in our non-ceded homeland, is the proposed project Assissin Mine, the tungsten mine that's up near Stanley and Nabadogan. And those were only negotiated and consulted with the band elected chiefs, and there was an accommodation signed with the chiefs under some sort of distress. So anyway, that's the most modern and crucial crisis that's occurring right now. All the people were not consulted in the proper manner, and there was no consultation with the Wolastoq Grand Council, which is a traditional Grand Council. How I view the issue and the crisis on the fracking is that it was kind of a blessing in disguise. For the reason from that is that we formed a Peace and Friendship Alliance group. And I remember standing there one day doing our ceremonies and installing the thumper trucks, and one of the a francophone lady says, "I have never seen in my life when you have the francophone, the anglophone, and the indigenous people standing shoulder to shoulder in one common goal, is to protect the water and the earth." And so that's what really transpired from that, from the fracking. So that's kind of unfolded into a positive. What did I learn from that is that you need support from all walks of life, no matter what faith they believe in, what color their skin is, what language that they speak, and the education was there when we talked about we all need water to drink. It's not just native people, it's not just non-native people, it's not just the animals, it's all creation need water to live. And same with the earth. So that's what we learned. And when we formed the Peace and Friendship Alliance group approximately 3-4 years ago now, is that there was a very good place to educate our non-Indigenous friends about the Peace and Friendship treaties, because a lot of them did not know about the treaties or even knew that there were treaties. So we spent a lot of time in our tables to discussing the Peace and Friendship treaties and what they meant. So they in return would go around to educate their own families and their colleagues, and then eventually stand shoulder to shoulder with us and challenging the government, saying you need to honor those treaties. Well, I'll go back in the early 90s when I was going to university here at UNB, and William Commanda, who's an Algonquin elder who came to speak about wampum belts, and he brought a prophecy belt with him. And I shared this story with you many times, you probably heard it, but I won't go into any details, but as he was telling the prophecies of that belt, and he reached this certain crossroads, and the symbol looks similar to what's on my on my hand here. He says there's going to be a time and place where humanity will have to make up their minds if they continue on living the way that they are in poisoning and raping and destroying the earth and the water and the air. He says humanity will not move on in a positive way. He said there'll be a certain time when you reach that crossroads, you have to make a decision which way humanity is going to go. And he said, if you cross that path of darkness, then it's going to be hardship for your children and the next 7 generations. But if you change that lifestyle, he says there'll be greener. The road will be greener, and the food source would be beneficial for all, and the waters will be clean. So that's my hope, is that we do leave a greener, cleaner, earth and water and air for our children and great-grandchildren. I believe, and I think this, that we do have a lot of young people that are finally coming to that point in their lives where they've been awakened. As William Commanda said, there'll be a group of rainbow warriors who will awake, and those will be the ones who are going to join together with the indigenous people to change this. And the rainbows are the many colors and faiths and belief systems across the world that these young people will awaken. And the Idle No More movement, the environmental, the organizations that are across the provinces and the country and the world.